Consensus can be right, and that you have to respect that.
Yeah.
But there is a lot of money to be made, obviously. But isn't this what we do? Is to be the contrarian in the moment where you could actually be right?
Yeah. What I look for are situations with. And first of all, I don't consider myself a contrarian. A contrarian, in my definition, is somebody who's always against the consensus.
Yeah, it's like a perma.
Yeah. Where I agree with the consensus, you pass over it lightly. But move on to things that have three characteristics. One is it can't be trivial. It's got to be something that is meaningful. It isn't something that's going to be revised out with the next month's data revisions. Mm-hmm. Secondly, it has a good chance of happening because ultimately you are judged by your forecasting record. And third, it is not yet within the purview of the consensus. You say not yet because you hope it is, you hope you're right. Mm-hmm. But if you have those three characteristics, boy, that's why I jump on it with all fours. Mm-hmm. And you know, that I was lucky with the deflation call, the call on long bonds. And another one was in early the early 2000s, 2002 as a matter of fact. I started to see what looked like a housing bubble, and mm-hmm. followed that up, and by 2006 said this baby's going to break, and it's going to take it's going to be tough on Wall Street, and we'll probably have a major recession, and so that worked out well too. But again, you remember that period,
yep.
Keith. I mean, everybody was, you know, this no doc loans, and people were buying these condos and flipping them 3 or 4 times before they came out of the ground, yep. and all this kind of, you just can't miss in housing, yep. and administration after administration, everybody deserves to be a homeowner. And
no, I mean, I don't know. Do you know Michael Arenstein? Was he at Merrill Lynch when you were there?
No, but I know of him.
So, yeah. But he always likes to say that, you know, the end of whatever the inflation or the bubble is ends in a surge in supply. And you know, the housing certainly fit that bill.
Oh sure.
So did the tech.
Oh sure.
And
sure.
So what is the surge? If that is, I hate to kind of generalize and slap it into the future, but what is the surge in supply that we see today that's deflationary? What's the most obvious?
Well, I think it's the effects of globalization.
Okay.
It's simply opening up so much global supply. I mean, if you look back, now this is been around for about 3 decades. And I think it is the biggest global event in certainly many years. But we're no longer in a situation where you worry just about the U.S. and we are the world's biggest economy, or U.S. and Europe, mm-hmm. or U.S., Europe and Japan. Now you worry about, from a supply standpoint, all these other places where you've basically taken Western technology and slapped it into areas where they have a disciplined labor force and cheap labor. Mm-hmm. And you know, that's a combination that has basically wiped out manufacturing in the West.